Hey, what's up guys? Gons here for the Face Like the Sun channel with a couple quick updates. First off, if anybody saw the Met Gala last night, the externalization of Luciferianism into public doesn't just happen, they have to do it incrementally. And culturally speaking, the most obvious place where some of this stuff has been pushed out there is in the world of high fashion. Just to scroll through some of these new outfits from this year clearly shows that they are bringing the occult philosophies, the mystery school religions, back to the forefront and doing it in a way that is quote-unquote artistic. And if you look at the history of the gala and the different topics they've had over the years, they've always had this Alice Bailey, world servers, Luciferianism as part of their worldview because they would bring all sorts of different types of fashion and modernize them. For example, in 1998-99, the theme of the Met Gala was Cubism and fashion. In 2003, it was Goddess, the classical mode. 2006, Anglomania, tradition and transgression in British fashion. 2008, superheroes, fashion and fantasy. 2009, the model as muse. 2013, punk chaos to couture. Let's see, 2015, China through the looking glass. 2016, Manus ex machina, fashion in the age of technology. Last year, it was heavenly bodies, fashion in the Catholic imagination. I remember that. And this year, it's camp, notes on fashion. And a couple of the ones that I thought were pretty ridiculous. Obviously, you know, when you watch Lady Gaga do her thing, it just reminds me that a lot of this is just Arrested Development. You know, a lot of people growing up with Disney movies and stuff like that and not being able to move out of it. I mean, you know, Met Gala calls themselves like a costume party. So I know some people will say, oh, it's just they're just wearing elaborate costumes, but it's more than that, folks. The other one that I thought was pretty ridiculous, Billy Porter as this blonde angel thing. That's an African-American man being put in a gold outfit to represent a feminine, I don't know, butterfly angel thing. And then we have Ezra Miller in Burberry wearing Tiffany & Co., this weird multi-eyed thing with the mask. Pretty telling. Cardi B wearing a giant rug. Oh, and that Billy Porter guy later, he was carried around by a bunch of ripped, I don't know, Egyptian type men. I mean, we've seen this in Katy Perry videos. This is the same theme here. The Egyptian mystery school religions being pushed out there. And I know people are really up in arms about like white nationalism and all this kind of stuff in the mainstream. But in reality, when you want to talk about having power over a race, you know, we may not have to go too far in terms of certain elite types with a lot of money controlling the upward momentum in class and society of the African-American community. There's more to be said about that. I'm not going to do it in this video, but Celine Dion making her appearance in her ridiculous costume there. Jared Leto looking as creepy as ever. And I tweeted this one out with Zendaya. I said, indistinguishable from magic, from the quote by Arthur C. Clarke. Because as I mentioned earlier, a lot of this is Arrested Development, and here's proof right here. But the main thing I wanted to discuss in this quick video was the story that was out there. This one was perthnow.com.au in Australia. Combined churches assemble in Rome to learn best practice eviction of demons. And actually, the main article was published on the telegraph.co.uk. Exorcists from across Christianity gather to trade tips on fighting Satan. And the article states here, it sounds like a start of a joke. A Catholic, a Lutheran, and a Protestant walk into a room to talk about the devil, but a conference on exorcism to be held this week in Rome will be no laughing matter. For the first time, representatives of the main Christian faiths will come together to trade tips on casting out demons and combating the malign influence of Satan. While the Catholic Church is best known for performing exorcisms depicted in Hollywood films like The Rite, which starred Sir Anthony Hopkins, the practice exists in other denominations of Christianity, and I don't have a membership to this little outlet, so I can't read the rest of it, but you get the gist of it here. And actually, let me just go back to the other article, which was on Perth Now, because they get into a little bit more about this. They say that the Roman Catholic Church has for the first time opened up its annual exorcism class in Rome to representatives of all major Christian faiths. The Pontifical University of Regina Apostolorum is a Vatican-affiliated university in Rome, has been conducting the increasingly popular annual exorcism convention for Catholic priests for the past 14 years, but now the doors of the 14th Exorcism and Prayer of Liberation course has been thrown open to groups once considered heretical and demon-infested only a few short centuries ago. Now some 250 Catholics, Lutherans, Greek Orthodox, and Protestant priests have assembled to arm themselves with the sword of the Holy Word to battle Satan amid the souls of their parishioners. It is itself a dark art, born of a dark age. The Catholic Church, however, insists demonic possession is on the rise. In 2014, it formally recognized the ancient ritual of exorcism under canon law that gave official approval to the formal creation of the International Association of Exorcists. It blames the secularization of society, separation of religion and state, along with the increasingly popularity of competing religions, tarot card readings, astrology, the internet, and atheism, for opening up the demonic floodgates. And the best way to fix this, it believes, is to tackle the possessed head-on. So here's the thing. A lot of this with the healing and not the exorcism, but more so the deliverance from demons and, supernatural encounters and stuff like that. You don't need this organization to do that. I mean, there are ministries and there are books out there that, help people based on experience or based on, the Bible. And there are really, certain things that you can do in prayer and fasting and things like that. But to come up with this consensus, this handbook, is very interesting to me because it does seem like simply a tentacle of the octopus, so to speak, the metaphorical octopus that is this satanic beast system that is coming online here to control those who can actually resist this oncoming barrage. Well, they need to make sure that they keep him at bay, right? So this would make sense that the Catholic Church, the Vatican, Rome, would be leading the charge and bringing everyone together to help fight the, satanic practices or Satan himself, It's a good way to keep an eye, keep tabs on the people who may actually be a problem when it comes to the externalization of the satanic, or Luciferian more specifically, hierarchy. And again, they're doing it in fashion. They're doing it all over the place. And they blame the internet here and they blame other occult things like competing religions. But it's kind of hypocritical to say. I mean, Rome and the Catholic Church, they've incorporated a lot of the pagan traditions. And that's been part of the history of the Catholic Church in Rome, from the beginning in terms of blending those things together. So ironic that they would be the ones leading the charge, but then not at all surprising for all of us who are paying attention. It just seems like a culling or a herding of the people that could be a problem in terms of leadership. I don't think any true believer here out in the wilderness needs to, go to these events. Maybe keep tabs on it, obviously, but it's not something that I think believers should get involved with in terms of participation. So again, I just wanted to keep this very short, couple of updates, a lot going on, hard to keep up, hard to get videos out there right now too. I mean, I've been slow on the uptake on that, but trying to get more out there. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Have an awesome day, guys. God bless.